Hey Apex Agents, Mobius here with another video for Mass Effect Andromeda's multiplayer. Today's two-part character build guide goes over the rare class Human Guardian, one of the last characters released before the multiplayer support for Andromeda ended. So initially, when I had a preliminary build for this character, I tried to go all-out offense and maximize the potential weapon damage that you could do with this character. And I didn't really like it all that much. It just didn't really seem to gel very well. So I changed things up and just made him a very kind of damage-soaking support character, so to speak. So maxing out Backlash and Shield Boost and Barrier for total survivability, as well as Apex training to increase passive weapon damage and weapon efficiency. So let's take a look at the character build first, and then we'll get into equipment and whatnot later. So Backlash all the way to rank 6. I did this identical to the Asari Sentinel build that I did quite some time ago. Rank 4 recharge speed, rank 5 reflection to increase the projectile damage returned, and at rank 6 shield resurgence. Restores shields over 3 seconds after releasing Backlash. Can restore up to 50% of shield strength, scaled to damage absorbed by the Aegis. So this was the way that I went for maximum kind of protections, so to speak. Shield Boost took this to rank 6. Rank 4, Restoration, increases strength of ongoing shield restoration. Rank 5, Recharge Speed, so you can use this as often as possible because it does have a pretty crappy base recharge amount. So with that, the recharge is down to 11 seconds. And at rank 6, Overcharge, increases maximum shields of all affected targets by 100% for 3 seconds. So this includes you and any allies that you catch in your Shield Boost. They will have bonus shields for 3 seconds after casting it, along with the shield restoration that comes with it too. Warp, I left this at rank 1. Mildly unfortunate, but I did have to sacrifice something in order to get what I wanted out of this particular character build. Apex training, I took this all the way to rank 6. I wanted to make maximum use out of the effectiveness of using a gun. Rank 4 weapon training, rank 5 ammo and targeting, and rank 6 weapon specialist. For even more weapon damage, but also some passive accuracy and stability bonuses. Nothing major, but enough to make a slight difference. So altogether, you get an additional plus 28% weapon damage with plus 20% weapon headshot and weak point bonus damage, and an extra 25% weapon spare ammo, which is pretty nice. Barrier, rank 4 unyielding barrier, plus 30% max shields. I like this over the recuperating barrier, or I should say recuperative barrier, because you already have really good shield recharge rates with the combination of Backlash and Shield Boost. So I think more shields is better. Plus, this just stacks with the overboost or the overcharge bonus from Shield Boost whenever you cast your Shield Boost. Rank 5, increase maximum shields when at least one biotic effect is active on an enemy. So when you hit something with a warp, you'll have 40% bonus max shields. So that doesn't happen a heck of a lot, but it is kind of nice to have, especially if you're attacking something like a boss. Getting the bonus shields can really help in keeping you up, keeping you standing for a little bit, or at least a little bit longer. I felt that's a way better pick than the shield restoration by melee and extra melee damage, because I very rarely melee with this particular setup, with this particular character, I should say. And at rank 6, obviously saving barrier. Shields restored at low health, 100%, low health threshold, 20%. And the saving barrier cooldown is 15 seconds. So every 15 seconds, you can get your butt saved by saving barrier kicking in and restoring your shields to 100%. I feel this is way better than active barrier, because with this particular build, you're getting very few kills with a biotic power, and there's really only one biotic power that can kill things on this character at all, and that's warp. So I don't really feel that's particularly necessary. Unfortunately, this particular setup doesn't benefit anything from the veteran bonus, except for some power damage bonus and the combo detonation damage bonus. Apart from that, there's really no major bonuses that you get from the veteran status. Let's take a look at my loadout. I tried several guns on this guy, but I wound up really liking the Sandstorm. Might sound like an odd pick, but I've come to really like this gun. It's actually pretty good, especially if you are very adept at landing headshots. You can very quickly kill mooks and sub-bosses and a couple well-placed shots to the head or whatever weak point is present on their hitbox. For equipment, I like the Stronghold package because it gives you 20% additional maximum shields and reduces shield regen delay by 70%. If you want to try something else, I would possibly recommend either a shield enhancer to increase your shields by a total of 30%, or multi-capacitor increases shield regen delay reduction by 100%. One of those two would be pretty good. You could also get structural ergonomics to reduce power recharge speed by 25%. This would mostly help with your shield boost in particular because that 11 seconds cooldown is quite lengthy. Consumables, in the gameplay I used a targeting VI 2 because I have quite a lot of them, so I just felt like using a grade 2. Either way, a targeting VI on the Sandstorm is actually pretty good on gold difficulty because you'll two-shot just about any mook easily by shooting him in the head or whatever weak point, and a lot of sub-bosses can still be killed in 3 or 4 shots as well. And for the second booster, I used Cryo Ammo 1. Normally, I would suggest a Cyclonic mod to help increase your maximum shields, but I don't have very many, so I didn't use them. So I decided to squeeze out just a little bit extra damage from the Sandstorm. If you don't want to use a Cyclonic mod, then you could definitely strap on a Power Efficiency mod, especially if you like using Structural Ergonomics to reduce the cooldown of your shield boost and your backlash even further. So, like I said, this particular setup is for maximum personal survivability as well as supporting the team as best as possible. With your backlash like this, you could use it to stand in front of a teammate that is doing a device, which I believe actually happens at least once in the gameplay. So you'll see that occurring. And the shield boost is really nice because it is a huge godsend in things like hack and upload objectives, and even right at the end of the mission when you're all in the extraction point, give people a quick little shield boost, and it can help keep them up to completely prevent the odds of somebody getting down at the very last second and screwing up your full extraction. But you're still able to put out some decent damage with whatever gun you're bringing into the match, because the passive weapon damage bonus and, of course, the extra weak point damage bonus and whatnot can make any decent gun just that much better, especially if you're really, really prone to landing those headshots and weak point shots. And that pretty much sums it up. Like I said, this is actually very different from what I initially had when I was leveling this guy up. I actually changed backlash so that it had maximum durability with the damage aftermath, left shield boost at 1 point. I had Warp do this debuffing effect at rank 5, as well as shoot a double Warp. Apex training was the same as it is, and Barrier was as it is now as well. So whenever I was attacking something, I would hit them with a Warp initially, or sorry, I would use my backlash first and try and reflect a bunch of damage, and then hit them with a Warp as quickly as possible, and then start shooting them. And the damage output was kind of nice, but the survivability of the character was pretty piss poor because the shield boost would only restore maybe about a quarter of the shields available. The restoration per second was kind of crap, and saving barrier just doesn't kick in enough to make this character a total tank, pretty much, not unless you combine it with the way it's set up now. So that's it for part 1 of today's character build guide. It's actually pretty short compared to a lot of them because this is honestly very straightforward. So for part 2, where I use this character, this exact setup in gold difficulty, check the link in the description below for part 2 of today's character build guide. For more Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer content, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I upload a new video every Tuesday. This has been Mobius Y for Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the battlefield. Good luck, Apex.